Hey, Vikings, I'm Will Zwerneman, the assistant editor for the Norseman, and I'm here with junior Ruthie DeLeon to talk about her importance of music in her life. How you doing, Ruthie?
I'm doing well. How are you?
That's good. I'm doing good as well. So, I know music can be like pretty instrumental in a person's life, pun intended, instrumental, but how's it been a part of yours?
So music has always been a big part of my life, mainly because of my dad. He's raised me on different genres, especially, in the car. He always had something playing, something different every time. And then when I was about 7, I wanted to take voice lessons because singing was always a big part of my life, and ended up picking up piano instead. And since then, I picked up violin and started playing music more and just have been building from there. So, in different ways, music has always been a big part of who I am.
So, your dad has had a pretty big influence on your life, and so do you make music with him at all?
Yeah, so we have a duo. We call ourselves Rue and the Preacher Dad because Rue is my nickname, and he's a pastor in town. And um, during quarantine, we were really bored, as most people were. So we kind of, as a joke, played a Kenny Rogers song called "The Gambler"
Oh, I love
on,
that. I
on
actually do love
yeah,
that song a lot, yeah.
on Facebook Live one day, kind of as a skit. But because we have such a big church family, we had kind of an automatic following, and everyone loved it. So from there, every weekend we would get on Facebook Live and just play one song, kind of to keep ourselves occupied, and also because people loved it, and we just went from there. And then after quarantine, we started playing gigs locally around town, and we've kept doing that from there.
Do you usually just stick to one genre, like country, or do you like go for everywhere?
Because of how many genres we listen to, we usually kind of bounce around. Usually it's like rock or
Nice.
rock, pop, kind of alternative stuff. Sometimes we do country, but mostly in there. But most of the time when people ask me what genre we stick to, there's no one
There's not
answer.
a yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you enjoy most about playing and creating music with your dad?
Um, I think it has to do with our relationship. Our relationship really lends itself to that kind of creativity. I think it has to do mostly with how we prepare for gigs. We haven't really tried writing music together, but we're always comfortable talking to each other about our ideas. And that's a big part of why it's enjoyable playing together. Also, because of the support that we have, playing live is always really, really fun, because people always come out to watch us, and I don't think it'd be as enjoyable if we didn't have people who really loved us and supported us in that way.
So you said you played live at like a lot of different places. What are like some of the places you played, like at a couple bars or like music venues?
Yeah, so when we first started playing, there was there is a local venue called Kinder Hill Brew Lab. They're closed right now for reconstruction because they're moving, but we knew the owners, and so we started playing there kind of regularly. That was our regular spot. But we've also played at the 101 for the Hullabaloo Festival. Um, and we've played out of town too. We played at a festival in Austin called South by
Really?
Southwest, because they do the official South by Southwest music festival is like bigger artists, but Austin also their local music venues also invite smaller artists to play. So we got to
kind of
play.
jumpstart careers and stuff.
Yeah, kind of, but also um, just to make it accessible to people who aren't as well known. So we played at this bar called the Mean Eyed Cat, which was Johnny Cash themed, and
Oh, I love Cash.
yeah, and so because my parents used to live in Austin, they grew up in Austin. A lot of people that don't usually get to see us play were able to come out, and that was really fun as well. So
Do you have any upcoming like venues you're gonna be attending or like singing at? And
Right now we don't have anything scheduled, but once Kinderhill opens back up, we will probably schedule one almost immediately.
So it's kind of like your main
yeah,
place,
definitely.
Kinderhill.
And we hope to play more at the 101 because that venue is really nice. It's very intimate and accessible. So yeah.
So I know you sing a lot of like other songs like The Gambler and Johnny Cash. Do you write any of your own music?
Yeah. So my dad grew up in bands. He started his own band in high school with his friends and kind of throughout college was in bands, and he wrote his own music. So that kind of influenced me to start writing my own music. The first one I wrote was during quarantine. I was in 6th grade doing schoolwork on the computer, and I was bored. And I came up with these lyrics that I just wrote on a sticky note and stuck on my mirror in my room. And at that point, I didn't play any instruments I didn't play the guitar or the ukulele at that point, so I wasn't able to really compose music for the songs that I wanted. So at first I kind of just started with lyrics and melodies, and then when I finished, I would go to my dad, sing him the song, and he would make a guitar part for the songs that I wrote, and that's how I started writing music like that.
So how many songs do you think you've written?
As of now, 4 that we perform. We've performed 4 of my songs. I'm in the midst of writing another one. The 4 songs that I've written are all about books because I read a lot. So the characters that I really connect with, I write about them. But the song that I'm writing right now kind of has more to do with my relationships, specifically about the people that are really important to me. So I'm trying to start interpreting my own feelings and writing more about that rather than other people.
So what's like the hardest part of writing something, like writing songs and composing music?
I think that there's new challenges every time I kind of sit down to write. At first, I was really insecure about whether the lyrics were meaningful enough or quote unquote poetic enough, because I never wanted them to be too literal. But I think that now that I've started being more detailed in a way, and also I've started playing the ukulele and writing on the ukulele.
Really?
I think that also adds a new level of complexity to it. So not only are the lyrics hard to write, but also just the music in general. So yeah.
So you play the guitar, the piano, the ukulele, and the violin.
Yeah.
Is there any others or?
No, I mean, if you count the
that's a lot, but like.
I mean, I'm in the handbell choir at my church, but I wouldn't really count that as an instrument. So,
which of the 4 or 5, if you count that, which one's your favorite?
The piano is definitely my favorite. I've been playing it the longest. It's my primary instrument, and I couldn't really see myself in the future not still playing piano, so that's a big part of my life.
And so the word is that you're going to be playing at Carnegie Hall in the spring. Are you going to be playing the piano and singing, or what are you going to be doing there?
So I'm going to be playing the violin in a youth orchestra, which I'm really excited about. It was really unexpected that I was able to get in because it was so competitive. But it's a really good opportunity. I think I'm going to learn a lot, and then performing at Carnegie Hall is definitely
that's
a plus.
kind of insane because you're coming from Bryan, Texas.
I know.
And you're going all the way to New York. And
I have to thank my violin teacher for that, because she was the one who nominated me for it, and I wouldn't have been able to have that opportunity without her trust in me. So
that's awesome. So I know it's like New York City. It's the big show. What do you look forward to? What are you looking forward to most about playing there?
I've never been in that big of a recital hall. So I think I'm very much looking forward to that. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing the sights. I've been to New York once before, with my school in 8th grade, the summer after 8th grade. So I went with some of my school friends to New York. So I'm looking forward to seeing the sights again. But I'm also looking forward to going with my family this time because
your family gets to travel with you. That's really cool.
Yes, especially my dad. He's very excited about going to New York. But I'm also just excited to see how the teachers in charge of the orchestra will work. I'm not sure how.
Are you just excited for the overall experience of it all?
Yeah, I think I'm excited to see how I progress, and how I work with other people in that way. So yeah.
That's awesome. Do you think you're gonna improve your skills? Although apparently you seem very talented in this, do you think you're gonna improve all your skill sets?
Yeah, I think so. I'm really excited. I think that having one stable teacher is a really good thing, but as far as music, having a mentor, I think it's really good to have multiple opinions and be able to every once in a while be taught by someone who maybe does things a different way. So yeah.
And okay, so you said it's everybody in America auditioned, and then people outside of America. How many people do you think auditioned, and how many got in?
I have no idea actually, which is why I'm kind of surprised because I would assume the audition pool was big.
Yeah.
Because an opportunity to play at Carnegie Hall is going to attract a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I have no idea how many people auditioned or how I ranked. So yeah.
Well, I guess you ranked pretty high because you're going
yeah.
to New York.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, but I'm not sure how competitive it was. I have no clue.
So for your future, you're going to plan to pursue music?
Yeah, definitely.
And you're going to, if you go to college, what college are you planning to attend, and what would music be your main degree?
So I'm still in my junior year of high school, so I'm trying to, at this time, I'm trying to create lists of colleges that I'm really interested in, because most of my family lives in Austin, and my parents grew up there. UT has always been
fan.
On my radar, yes. And they have an incredible music school that I got to tour recently. So if I'm going to go into music, and I'm interested in composition, composing music. So UT is on my radar. I do want to be able to pursue other things as well. I couldn't see myself not doing music, but I also want to keep my options open that I can do other things that I like, and music isn't the only thing that's taking up my time.
So are there any big scholarships that you can see yourself getting?
Not right now. I haven't really thought about that yet. Just that, and maybe pursuing liberal arts and stuff like that. But music is always going to be a big part of my life.
That's great. Okay, thank you so much for being on this podcast. It was great talking with you and learning about what you're going to do with your music career, and good luck at Carnegie Hall.
Thank you.